Over the course of the last several years, a wave of undocumented migrants have sought refuge in the United States. This influx of immigration is highly attributed to the poverty and violence of Central America. While millions of undocumented individuals currently seek asylum, the Immigration Customs Enforcement Agency, otherwise known as ICE, has increased the number of raids across the nation, leaving millions of undocumented immigrants to seek alternative pathways to citizenship.
So I was born in Bogotá, Colombia. I was raised here. I didn't really grow up over there. I came here at a very young age. So we were basically trying to get away from the violence and the war that was going on in Colombia.
The civil war between the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, known as the FARC, and the Colombian government began as early as 1964. The FARC fought the imperialism of Colombia's elites and the privatization of natural resources. In 1998, Colombian President Andrés Arango and U.S. President Bill Clinton launched Plan Colombia, a military and diplomatic initiative aimed at combating both the Colombian drug cartels and left-wing insurgent groups such as the FARC. They recruited many locals into U.S.-backed paramilitary forces. Caught in the conflict were ordinary Colombians, such as Chávez's family.
Well, if you're talking about Central America, they're being sent back to very violent conditions. And there have been people who have been sent back and have died. You're talking about youth who they're trying to induct into gangs. You're talking about young girls who, they're trying to just basically kidnap and rape them. So they're facing very horrific conditions and perhaps death.
My uncle had met some people that told him that they could get him a real easy job. And all he had to do was put on a uniform, stand, in his neighborhood every day, and look out for FARC members from members of the revolutionary guerrilla group that's in Colombia. And I think it was about a week or two that he did that, right? And then they came back and they told him, okay, we got another job for you, but this time you're gonna have to come with us. And so I guess they started having like a series of trainings and teaching him how to use a gun and stuff like that. And so that he thought that was a little odd. He was confused by that. They basically just told everybody, okay, your mission is to go out and kill all these people, and you're gonna get paid for that. And so my uncle right away was like, well, this is wrong. I'm not a murderer. I'm not gonna go kill anybody. He decided to go to every house where they were gonna send him to kill the person, and he warned them and actually help each person escape, and let them know that the paramilitary were after them. The paramilitary came to his house. They broke down the door. They broke all the windows. They dragged him out of his house in front of his children, who were very little and young at the time. They dragged him into the woods and torture him for a long period of time. Another one of my uncles actually got shot and killed, just for being related to him. Because of a law that says that you can't get deported if you're at risk of torture or murder, if you're able to prove it without a reasonable doubt, they usually will give you something called asylum, which is kind of like a citizenship, but it just basically just means that you can stay here and they're not going to deport you because of your situation. So my brother, after a whole year of being in a federal prison, was able to prove that in court, and then ended up being able to stay here. But then the immigration started looking at my whole family after that, and so they basically brought the case against us, and started that process of trying to deport us. Now, getting asylum, no matter how much you're at risk, is very difficult to do, and depending on the time period of when that happened to my uncle, and you know, what's the year now, you know, like the longer that timeline is, the harder it is to get asylum. So now it's looking pretty bad. It looks like, you know, it doesn't look like the same thing that happened to my brother is gonna happen to us.